Righto, let's go get those bins. You want to go get the bins, Bailey? You want to get the bin, Boo? Let's go get the bin. Bailey, leave the chicken's water alone, please. It has been super hot today, and I have been putting off going and getting the bins because of that. But it's now around 4:30, so I just need to get those bins sorted out. Today's bin day, and the dogs love to go for a walk to get the bins. I have been wanting to share the story of why the name I Wouldn't Be Dead for Quids. It's a fun story. I like it. But before that, there's actually a setup story I think that probably needs to be told. So I thought I'd do that today. So a couple of years ago, I was putting on a bit of weight. I was right at 125 kilos. And I didn't think that I felt too bad. I went to the doctors because I was starting to experience quite a lot of weird mental fatigue. I have a really good friend. I'm sure she'll come along in the I Wouldn't Be Dead for Quids videos from time to time. Janet Dean, Dr. Janet Dean. Janet is a psychologist. And I was talking to her about my mental fatigue. I was actually starting to get a little bit worried that maybe I was experiencing pre-dementia or something like that. I was actually getting worried. Losing keys more than I normally would. Trying to book flights and getting the whole process mixed up so often that it was costing me money. And so she said that she thought that I probably was just fatigued. And I decided to, well, she said, go and get a full checkup from the doctors and let's just start eliminating some stuff. So I went to the doctors. He wanted to run a full battery of tests because my blood work came back. A protein in my liver was higher than it should be. Or anyway, I'm very poor at medical stuff. So, but a number was high on my screening, and he identified that I was definitely pre-diabetic, and he said that he felt very strongly that I had fatty liver disease, that I'd been in this condition of too much weight around or too much fat around my liver. The worst thing about that is that it puts pressure on your heart, increases the likelihood of stroke. And he said that ultimately there's a good chance that the complications around that would lead to my death. So he said you need to lose weight or you're going to be in trouble. But then he sent me to see a liver specialist because he felt like it was really important that I got a specialist's opinion on that. He said that I needed to start losing weight. So immediately I started to try and lose weight. I went to all the liver specialists, and she confirmed his concerns and said that weight loss was the first and highest priority. When I had to do some other tests and things just to find out what my baseline was, and everything was a little bit out of whack. So in the end, it turns out that my mental issues mental concerns, was actually related to fatigue, and I was just overstressed and overtired. But that situation was multiplied by the fact that I was overweight. So as I said, at that point I was 125 kilos. I have been working on a effective diet program now for going on 2 years. So at the beginning of October, I was down to 91 kilos, from 125 kilos down to 91 kilos in just a little under 2 years. Then I was in a meeting, and I got a call out during the meeting. I got this phone call from the doctor, and I didn't think about it and didn't worry about it. I waited till after the meeting was over, and then I called the doctor back. The doctor, the liver specialist, said that she felt like I was presenting some other issues with my blood, and I needed to go and see a hematologist. The hematologist diagnosed me with MGUS, and MGUS is not, in and of itself, a major problem, but it can significantly increase the likelihood of developing multiple myeloma cancer. There's a boundary between the indicators in the blood that say that you have multiple myeloma and MGUS, and I was pretty close to that boundary. And she said that she didn't know whether or not I was headed towards multiple myeloma or whether I'd had the MGUS condition for a while and it was stabilized. So I needed some more tests over a period of time. We did my wife and I did some research. I say that probably more my wife than me. Did some research on the situation and recognized that, yeah, this is potentially serious. So I looked at my life. That kind of pushed me into the situation where I was thinking about my life more thoroughly. I recognized that working in a situation with a considerable responsibility, and I liked it and I enjoyed it. There was travel involved, opportunities, but it didn't speak to the deepest need of my life, or at least the deepest desire of my life. Let's put it that way. I would say that if anybody asked me, what are the things that you most feel like define your life, I would say, more than anything else, I like being with people and talking and working together and thinking about how to frame their life in a way that gives them the maximum enjoyment out of their lives. That, to me, is worth doing. And I have developed some working theory about what makes life worth living. And I like my theories, and they are centered in two principles. Those principles have to do with the way that we understand love and therefore understand ourselves. And related to that, the second principle is what makes us happy. And I started thinking about, if I only had a little bit of time left on this earth, what would I want to do more than anything else? And the answer to that question was I actually would want to spend my time helping clarify that issue for people. And as a result of that, I made a number of changes. But one of those changes, I want to have a YouTube channel that speaks specifically to those issues. And there are some complexities around that. And it is, of course, that issue borns the name I Wouldn't Be Dead for Quits. But I'll flesh that out a little bit in time to come. But for now, I wouldn't be dead for quits.